has looked at the festival? Who here has, seen the different sections and really gotten an up close look at what this festival will look like? If you're watching the festival rewind in our replay and you didn't check out the first session at 12 o'clock, go right on the schedule and watch that replay, because that'll break down what we're talking about, what the festival is and what the expo is. But this session is specifically to share with you what our vision is and what we're going to be doing for this festival. And I'll go back to the map. So if you haven't heard, Young Dirty Bastard of the Wu-Tang Clan is going to be performing in all 7 cities. And I never really thought about it, but there's a lot of similarities between hip hop and the creative sector of the optical industry. A lot of people have said, okay, what brand should be here? I think any brand that has a creative message to share and a creative spirit to share with the audience should be here. Because if you have, you look at some of these brands, they do go to festivals. You've heard of South by Southwest. You've heard of Art Basel. You've also seen brands creatively displaying their products on events like New York Fashion Week. But there has never, ever, ever been in the history that I know of a specific festival for eyewear. And that's why this is so big. There's so many things to celebrate. So I'll break down Iris's Wonderland in a minute. I'm going to open up the Metaverse, and I'm going to actually open it up here to give it a moment to get fired up, so that this way you guys can see when we say festival, what sort of a vibe we're talking about. So I'll get that fired up so we can do that. Just give me 1 second. I'm selecting my... And this is the performance vision section. Shout out to Vito Mena. I know he's in the audience with us. He's going to be coming to the LA, New York, to talk about gaming in vision, sports in vision, performance in vision. And we're talking to a lot of brands in the virtual reality, extended reality, augmented reality space. If you follow events, you'll know that CES is just actually wrapping up. And at CES, they released all of these headsets and all sorts of new technologies, vehicles, robots. They're really showing the world that the future is here. And that's just in the electronic sector. So now that we're coming out 3 months later with the Eyewear Artwalk, it's going to be a great opportunity for us to show that we're creative too. We've got technology too. And a lot of those companies are being invited to come here to Eyewear Artwalk and showcase their technologies. We actually saw some really cool technologies at CES that is like eyewear that translates in augmented reality the words that people are speaking, so that somebody's hearing impaired, they can see the words. And then on the opposite, there was this eyewear that had haptics in it that was for people that were visual impaired or had low vision. So it vibrated when they got next to, objects that might be dangerous for them. So the problems that people are solving with technology, it really is profound. And the creative sector of our industry, somebody had asked at the last session, will there be an opportunity to buy frames here? I can promise you, every one of the frame companies that are showcasing, they will be offering opportunities for wholesalers, as long as they have wholesale units available, and opportunities to either sell their products direct to the consumer or redirect them to a local optical shop. We will have some direct-to-consumer brands there that they don't sell through the retail chain. So definitely stay on top of our website, eyewearartwalk.com. You'll see a list of our partners. If you see one of your brands there, I would definitely reach out to them immediately and say, hey, how can we be involved? We'd love to be there to support you. I'm sure they wouldn't mind you coming there and really talking to the people who come about the brand, what people like. You could be a voice for that specific neighborhood. Don't forget, we're going to 7 cities. All the cultures are a little different. They're all metropolitan. We didn't even realize, we started getting feedback from some of the leaders in these cities. We're talking to the Chamber of Commerce, local government, leaders and influencers that are just really active in the communities in their cities. And what we're learning is all of the cities we've selected have at least an existing or an exploding tech sector. Denver, we're getting a lot of interest around Denver, and big shout out to Heather Harrington and Dylan Story and all of the great leaders in Denver, the reps that have reached out to us. You guys are very excited that you have something that can really get your community involved. We're hearing a lot of brands that don't have representation in Denver. They don't have reps there yet. They don't have offices there yet. So when you look at this event, obviously we want you to look at, how do I buy frames here? How do I sell frames here? And we're offering this opportunity not just to frame companies. We are open to technology companies, fashion companies. We're working with Hive and Colony. They're one of the first fashion brands that got involved that were not from the traditional optical sector. So you are going to see some new and exciting collabs and mashups there. Bespoke Tailors has a sweet spot for collaborating with eyewear, that these individuals that are getting dressed to the fittest are obviously going to want to look great and have amazing eyewear. So there really are a lot more common denominators between these different creative sectors. When you talk about eyewear and music and art and fashion, you really are talking about all these different areas that are creative, and the people that love and support these different industries, they all share the same goal. They want to express themselves. They want to support creators. They want to see their industries really push the envelope and grow. We haven't talked a lot about the fashion show. Shout out to Michael, is it Nichols? I'm Nicholas from Kazoku Lunettes, and also from Dr. Christy Wynn. They are going to be building something absolutely incredible with the fashion show. Michael is flying into LA to interview these models and do auditions. He's taking this very seriously. He's commissioned Conrad. I'm sorry, I don't know his last name, but Conrad has been instrumental in building Boston Fashion Week. And Michael is a native of Boston, so no surprise that Boston made their way onto our list of cities. I had someone ask me the other day, why are you doing 7 cities? Why? It's your first event. Why not just do one and see how it works? Well, the story is, that's how it started. We really only had a tiny little event that we were going to install in Talked Now Walk, which is an emerging tech event in LA. But there was such a demand that we said, okay, let's build our own event in LA. And when people started hearing about it, they got upset. They said, well, wait, you got to come to Denver. You have to come to Nashville. You have to come to Boston. And I'm from New York, and Miami is Art Basel. It just started happening. And I'll tell you the answer. There is a need in all of these cities. There's probably a need in many more cities, but we had to draw the line somewhere. And we were excited to see that when you look at the map of the United States, we pretty much have put an event near anyone so they can affordably and accessibly go. And for those who can't, we will have a full-scale Metaverse event. So there's an indoor-outdoor section at the festival. We're going to be bringing in local eats. The Myopia Adventure. Glenda's been working very hard on this. For those of you who don't know Dr. Mohipeth, she founded OK Love, and she innovated the myopia treatment experience. She has a lot of champions that are extremely excited that we're going to be raising awareness to myopia in a way that really allows parents to come in with their kids and become educated in a way that's fun. I'm going to tune in back to the studio and see if we have any other questions. Oh, thank you for joining us, Dr. Wynn. Okay, so we're going to take a break now. and you're going to find me in the lounge. So if you want to sit down, ask any of your questions, I'm going to give you one last minute to ask any questions that you might have about the festival. I'm looking to see if Trevor has joined in. The team is still holding sales calls. We've been round the clock meeting with everyone who wants to participate in Eyewear Artwalk. We'll be talking about Charles, you're here. I'm going to bring you to the stage, Charles. Look for an invite. When we talk about festivals, it's really great to have Charles Ledbetter with us. He's coordinated and hosted and participated in many festivals. He's building and designing the augmented reality layer of our event. He's just kind of providing access to, I see that you're here. It's interesting, Charles. It says you're here, but I don't see you. I'm going to try hiding you and then sharing you again. There you go. Hello, Charles. How are you?
I'm doing so fantastic. If you do hear the kids and the family in the background, this is welcome to the Metaverse, the virtual worlds of meeting. But thank you, and excited to be here and be a part of this whole production that's going on.
Well, thank you. And Charles, I pulled you on stage. Sorry to kind of pull you out, and you weren't prepared for this, but I know that you are, when we talk about the consumer and the general public, I mean, that's you, and you've been talking to a lot of people in the tech sector. Talk to us a little bit about what we can expect at the festival. Who do you think's coming, and what type of experience are they going to be looking for?
Oh my goodness. As the gaming side and the tech sector side, the augmented reality side of things is going. I'm super excited. I do wear like glasses, like you said. I am an actual consumer of eyewear, so this is the first time for me that I've seen a festival or an event pull in where I get to talk with the eye, one-on-one with the people that are making the frames and talking with the opticians all at the same time. This is I've never seen this before, so it's very exciting to be a part of this new revolution of things that are happening.
Now, Charles, you followed me for a long time talking about the metaverse before Eyewear Artwalk happened. So you are very active in the gaming industry and the headset manufacturing industry. You've been instrumental in helping some of the major metaverse platforms and headset platforms get their name out there. You're also working on the South by Southwest event. So you're very active. When we say consumer, give us an idea of who are the people that you believe would come to this festival?
So there's artists, right, that are like DJs and performers that are really getting interested in building their own brands, and partnering with different manufacturers and places like that. There's also just, like I said, just the regular, the like my wife, for example, she's very interested in how all this is going together. um yeah, it's really an eclectic group that I'm finding that's becoming more and more interested in this, and I don't think I could narrow it down to one specific type of market, because it's getting, it's you have everyone here and it's like a melting pot. And you brought up South by Southwest, and one of the cool things about those types of events is the connections and the relationships that get built at those types of festivals. And I feel like that's what you've organized here. Is it's not narrow, locked into one specific market, but it's, hey, if you are a person, there is going to be something here for you. There's going to be a relationship that you can make here at this place.
Now, you're very interesting. You're a really interesting, use case for this event, because you came in originally just as a spectator, and once we learned about your brilliance in augmented reality and virtual reality and the experience you have in tailoring these proximity-based neighborhood experiences, we decided to let you come on and be a part of the creative team. Tell me a little bit about augmented reality and virtual reality and the importance of that topic right now, for a lot of us in our industry that are fairly new, including myself, to these new expressions.
So, you're right. This is what caught my attention when I first started following you and putting this together. um, the health sector of these things. We're going to start putting these screens, and we've all, especially within the last week, I'm sure that we've seen on any social media feed all the new devices that are coming out from Apple Glass, the Apple computer that's going to be on our face, the uh, you've got X Real, you've got Epsilon, you've got the MetaQuest, right? That we're all putting these screens within centimeters of our eyes, and the importance of these conversations that these manufacturers and tech devices really need to have within your industry of optical eyewear, and how do we prevent our children, right, from having some sort of issues later, and what are the health concerns, and how can we prepare? Because it's not like we're going to get rid of the tech. It's not like we're going to say, oh well, that's bad, and then we just get rid of it. The reality is, how do we build together in the best, healthiest, safest way, right? And that is one of the things I'm most excited for about this, is building this together.
Now you're in Austin, and you're a diehard Texan. You have a lot of the other neighboring cities there that you're very involved in, Dallas and the like. How do you think the Austinites are going to respond to Eyewear Artwalk?
I am so excited to see it. Some of them have really just been like, eye opened, to what's coming, and getting prepared. uh, and it's gonna be Austin keeps it weird anyways, right? That's their whole motto, keep it weird. And so this is right up their alley of let's do different, let's stay different, let's be different. And I think they're gonna be most accepting, because that's Texas right now. We're like, hey, you want to do something different? You want to build something? Bring it over here. We're wide open. We got a lot of country to cover. So yeah, we're super excited to have this coming out our way.
Well, Charles, thank you so much for taking a moment to kind of give us some insights from just the people that are out there that we're talking about. Usually when we do these sessions, we mostly keep it to the people from the industry, but it was great to have your perspective and to know that the general consumer that we identify does enjoy being included in this and being a part of this kind of, we're all discovering together how we're going to build every industry for the next 20 years. And I feel like with this event, the optical industry is stepping up to the plate to say, nobody has the answers now. So we all have to kind of start from square one and really start listening to each other and see, what do we all need? So thank you for sharing that.
Yes, ma'am. And thank you for including the consumer inside of this thought process, and changing the narrative of adding our opinions, and knowing that we do have some, and we want to know where to shop. We want to know where to buy. We want to know where you're going to be, so that we can have the best relationship with you. So thank you for including us in this.
Absolutely. And thank you for those of you who joined us. We're going to take a little break, and I'll be in the lounge if you have any questions, and then we'll come back to do the B2B section. See you there.